Hey, I'm Chris from the London Souls, and been using Vater sticks since 2012. Yeah, the reason I use 5Bs live is because they're a little bit heavier and get a little bit more tone out of the drums and project them better live. 5As I kind of use in the studio. Tends to like get a little more subtlety out of them. I used to use 2Bs, and before that I used like marching sticks, which strengthened my muscles a lot. But now I kind of find it a lot more comfortable to use something a little bit lighter. I was always into playing drums. I was always, beating on things around the house. And my dad got me my first drum set when I was about 13, and I played in the attic and annoyed a lot of neighbors. I just loved making noise, and I always heard melodies in my head that I would drum along to, and it kind of all went from there. And then I met Tash about 8 years ago, maybe 2004, 2005, and we just started jamming together in rehearsal spaces around the city, and it kind of grew naturally from there. Started writing songs together and playing a lot, and we kind of became musical brothers. And that was my practice, because I didn't have any way of practicing in the city, so I would just jam. Yeah, we played a lot, doing small gigs here and there. When we started, we were too young to really play in bars, so we would play like high school little events, gatherings and stuff, and in schools in the city. And then once we became of age, we would play in bars, like Kenny's Castaways or the old CB's Gallery or something, and kind of started playing our own shows. And then from there, people would come out to see us, and it just kind of grew. It was years of doing that. And then we met, we got a great opportunity 3 years ago to open for the Black Crowes, and we took it, and they became huge fans of ours. So now we're on the road with them once again, which is great. I listen kind of all over the map. I listen to a lot of different stuff. I mean, the Meters, I think, were a huge influence, and a lot of jazz, a lot of funk, and rhythm and blues music. Anything with rhythm and with soul that kind of had a voice, I would get into and try to learn and figure it out, and try to figure out my own voice and see if I had something to say on the drums myself, as opposed to just copying what someone else recorded and just learning other people's things, and try to apply that to the group, and sing with the drums. I mean, music is so much about melody, and I don't know, when I'm drumming, I hear melody all the time. I hear it, so I kind of gravitated towards it and learned how to utilize it and learned how to sing. And Tash would be writing parts, he'd be writing background parts that sounded really interesting, and I could pick it up with my ear and just sing along with it. And I just think it's huge. I think it makes me a better drummer to sing, and it makes me a better singer to drum, I think. Although I try not to think about it, to be honest. I just sort of do it. I kind of, I like to go with less is more, I think. That a lot of drummers, if they want to utilize different voices on the kit, they tend to add things. They add pieces or little bells or other toms or other voices, but I'd rather have the most simple setup and just make the most out of it and try to be dynamic and utilize my own hands and abilities rather than have all these different drums. And I find with one cymbal I can get a lot out of it. I can get the bell and the crash and the ride, and also hitting a different part of the cymbal. I can use the hi-hat as a crash, and keep time with all parts of the drum, hitting the rims or hitting the drum in different parts. And especially the drums that I use, they're older drums and they're coated heads, so they really have a lot of overtones, a lot of different harmonics to them. So it's not just like a thud. It's kind of, depending how you hit it, you can be really dynamic. So you can make a lot of sound with that little kit. After this tour, we're playing a few shows with Government Mule and a couple other opening slots, and then doing our own headlining tour, releasing the album, and just keep going, keep growing. That's the idea. Just keep playing to as many people as possible, and keep writing. And it's all seemed to snowball, so hopefully it will continue to do so.